I may not be the biggest fan of vampire films, but I'm definitely a fan of Eve Myles, and I'll always give a film a go. I actually heard some pretty negative reviews about Eight Locals before I saw it. It was released in 2017. That's when I saw it, and it has an overall rating on IMDb of 5.3 out of 10. On the one hand, I agree with that. I think that's a fair rating. On the other, I'm quite surprised because I don't really know anybody who watched it and liked it. I actually didn't mind it. I didn't think it was great. I think 5.3 is reasonable because I think it was okay. Not great, not awful, just middle of the road. It was directed by Jason Flemyng and written by Danny King. And the description from IMDb is pretty thrilling. And this reads as follows. Facing difficult times and with their glory days long gone, the 8 undisputed British vampire overlords gather up their semi-centennial meeting. However, before the break of dawn, there will be blood and corpses, lots of them. So we have these vampires coming together, and it's dark. It's very dark. It's very low lit. The lighting's very low throughout the entire thing, which is not necessarily a problem. And things, as I said, turn bloody quite quickly. And the vampires themselves aren't scary, but there's definitely a threat. There's also an unknown threat, an unexpected threat. Not everything is as it seems, which I thought was pretty nice because it's not just about a bunch of vampires getting together and killing people. There are a few twists, mild twists, nothing extravagant, but enough to kind of make it not 100% predictable. So that was something I really appreciated. I thought the narrative was better than what I'd been told it was. There was a little bit more substance to it. But to be honest, there isn't too much in this that makes it very exciting. We don't get to travel too much. We're in very much the same place for a lot of it, which again is not always a bad thing, but I just feel like it wasn't done very well here. The setting is not that great, indoors or outdoors. The characters themselves are pretty interesting, some of them certainly more than others. The effects are pretty cool. I did like that. And the visual appearance of the vampires is often very subtle and effective. Particularly, there's one moment I really like where, this is not a spoiler, don't worry, but Eve Myles is outside and she's grinning and you can see her vampire teeth and she just looks fabulous. I do like that. Well, I like Eve Myles in this, I have to say that. The cast is pretty good. Freema Agyeman, Mackenzie Crook, Dexter Fletcher, Ruth Jones, and of course Eve Myles and several other notable names. So it's very well cast, very well acted, and as I said, the characters for the most part are pretty interesting. The dialogue is okay. The dialogue's pretty good. There's nothing really too forced or cheesy or dry about the dialogue. I think it's just the narrative and the setting. The scenery is really not exciting. As I said, the lighting and how dark it is not imposing. It's not scary. It doesn't make it eerie. It just makes it very dry in that sense that you're watching it thinking, well, there's no relief, there's no colour, there's nothing really going for this. So characters and acting good, narrative and visual quality not that great, but Eve Myles gorgeous. Would I recommend it? Only if you are a die-hard vampire fan, because you will be able to form a really good opinion one way or another, or if you're a fan of somebody in the cast. But if you're just looking for a film to watch that will be enjoyable, I'd say give Eight Locals a miss.